Hello everybody and welcome to the No Bones Fight Talk podcast. We are here today with the recently crowned UK Featherweight champion, Mr. Gary Fox. Gary, welcome.
All right.
Welcome, how are we doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, sound.
How are you feeling? You getting used to being champ yet?
Yeah, I'm getting used to it. I'm not used to this tash yet, like.
We've noticed
it suits you, pal, I tell you, it suits you.
You've got
people who I don't know, they just walk past me and all, but anyone I know, like, what's happening here?
What's that fucking slug on your face?
I've explained to everyone, you know what I mean, but starting used to it.
Well, you wear the belt as well as you wear the tash, mate, so
yeah,
that's so
right,
good.
Man.
That's
right.
That's so good. Let's take a little trip back a couple of weeks to that fight, Chipchase.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In Manchester, Planet Ice, a few weeks ago. It was built up Lancashire versus Yorkshire, Leeds versus Manchester, all that, despite your accent. We'll get into that a little bit later on. But, Chipchase, going into that, a lot of first round knockouts. Yeah, it didn't take long for you to put that right, Gary, did it?
No, like I say, he was not taking nothing away from him. I think he still is a dangerous man, what he was, you know what I mean? Just, he just comes up short that night, you know what I mean? I was too much for him. But no doubt he'll be back to doing what he does, knocking people out. Do you know what I mean? He's a dangerous fighter. I think he's probably one of the most dangerous in the lightweight division.
His record certainly speaks to that coming up to the fight until he met yourself, mate. Yeah,
Gary, he were favourite in bookies, and a few other people we spoke to were slightly favoured him as well.
Yeah,
you know, not obviously nothing against you, but
on odds, I was massive underdog.
Yeah, which did you feel in with your boxing background and him come from a Muay Thai background? Even given that he'd had like 3 first-round finishes, did you feel like you were a bit underestimated, really?
It's if I was underestimated.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, in a way, yeah, but I was getting sort of what is it? A confidence from it. Do you know what I mean? Because I was thinking like, it's all about the surprise. You know what I mean? I'm gonna
fire you up.
Yeah. Because like, I knew I was going to come out. You know what I mean? Like I had things right, which I haven't had before. Right? Do you know what I mean? I just knew I was firing
within your training and preparation, like
just within my life, my full life, just different. Do you know what I mean? That was just fucking that. It was all wrong before. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I was getting through fights and that, but I just was never had it together like I have.
Yeah, because we spoke to you before, and you said, "Look, no fucking man were beating me that night. It didn't care who it was."
You could have lined them up. Honestly, you could have lined them up. I'd have just put one after the other away because I was fucking. I was switched on. I mean, there was not. Like I said, well, I was just saying before we started there, like. I brought my little boy down the weigh-in and that and involved him. Do you know what I mean? He watched it live on the telly. And a dangerous fight like that, but I was that fucking confident. I was like, just let him watch it because I just knew. Yeah,
it was pretty fucking cool, man. We're watching the weigh-in and stood there and a young lad comes on and gets on scales and he's popping guns and everything.
Well,
right,
awesome. A little wind-up, right? So like when at first he'd come and he'd had his tip, but I'd tried to do it once, you know, before we come. And I said, right, this is what you do. You stand with me and you do this. And his t-shirt got caught to his right arms on his neck there, the button. Yeah. So Lou was coming over with his camera and that, and I was kneeling down to it, like, you know, he was like doing a bit of pads and that. But then, as soon as he could see in the camera, he was like, look, acting all shy. I was like, so I was getting paranoid, thinking, oh fucking, now I'd set myself for something. You know what I mean? I was going, Nate, are you going to be all right with this or what? He was like acting all shy, and all of a sudden. Just when the woman coming down, she went, Fox, you next. And I knelt down. I went, Nate, he went, I know what I'm fucking doing. You know what I mean? He just wound me up for half an hour. Do you know what I mean? And then he walked out there like he'd done it 20 times.
He did,
you know what I mean? He just went, I know what I'm fucking doing, Dad.
He was oozing as much confidence as yourself.
As soon as I looked and he was there by me, I thought, he's got it. Do you know what I mean? He was just like that, just waiting for my arms to go. It was minimum.
Once it's showtime, it's showtime.
I got as much like, sort of like,
hype
from where I did the fight, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it seemed to me as well, like, we obviously watched all build up to it, and that promo was fucking outstanding when you're both walking across, meeting each other.
It was good.
Oh, mate, it was fucking brilliant.
It's because it was a well talked about fight there, which probably the most talked about fight like in the UK. What we've had.
Yeah, 100%.
It's all part of the steam train rolling on, mate, isn't it? You know what I mean? It is getting bigger and bigger. The venues are getting bigger, the crowds are getting bigger, and it's all catching on, mate. Do you feel difference now? I mean, you're a very active fighter. You've had 6 fights in the last couple of years or whatever. Do you feel a massive difference from that first fight to your last one?
Oh, definitely. I like the first fight. Even I didn't know. Like the first fight when I didn't say I had my breakfast in the morning on the way in. When Andy had asked me what weight I was. I just told him what weight I was. I was 11.5 stone. Yeah. Like where I used to fight as a professional at 9'9", lightweight. So then I was 11.5 stone here. So like, and I just said, because I thought going off me past like street fights and that, like fucking, like there's no weight, you know what I mean? And I don't have problems with no one, so it's like I thought, fuck the weight. I was like, I'm 11.5 stone. Oh, what do you want matching up? I'm 11.5 stone. You know what I mean? I was just like, I went and had my breakfast and everything, but I did realise then like how because I didn't really know about it. Like how put together it was dead like the pros, it was dead professional. We're all there with the fucking little clipboards and you know what I mean. There was all doctors and it was like, and then the weigh-ins, and then obviously the day. Well, I clicked like when we got in the ring, because on the weigh-in day he obviously looked lean. Do you know what I mean? I was still thinking I'll snap him in half him, man. But when he got in the ring fight day, and he was facing his coach, and I was behind him, and I looked, and he was like that. And I remember thinking, fuck me. Like, and I was in the ring though. I was in the ring. I remember just thinking, fuck me. Like, what have I done here? Do you know what I mean? And fucking fair play to me. Like I said, he was there. Yeah, it was. I think there'd have been a few other fights at that weight. If they were coming for the fight, right? Because he fought the right fight, didn't he? Yeah. So he kept me at range and bang, bang, didn't mix it up, and I couldn't get used to the. There was no corners. There was but he just kept at range, bang, bang. His arms were from me at that camera long. They were just bang, bang. I just felt like I was getting hit with a fucking cricket bat. I remember hearing the bang, bang, and it was like, but also from that, I still enjoyed it. Yeah. It's mad to sound, but I thought, right, now I'm going to fucking get myself down to the weight. I'm having a
that was a learning process.
I hadn't been in the ring for about, I think, 7 years at the time. I hadn't been in the ring, and I thought, like, have I still got it? And what I meant by have I still got it is, like, I've still got my chin in that. Yeah. And obviously it's bare knuckle, do you know what I mean? So, but obviously getting took shots like that where I got hit with, fuck me.
Well, obviously to layman as well, mate, coming out at squared circle to the actual circle that is in BKFC, they might not think it's a big difference, but obviously it changes your game plan, the way you go forward and the way you pin people into corners. It's completely different.
Yeah, it brings more things into play, doesn't it? Like, when a certain fighter who's I like to just stand and trade. I'm happy, like, I go, you go, something. We can't do that in this.
Did you have any trouble with range from being gloveless and stuff like that? Did that take a bit getting used to?
No, not really. It's just. Like,
did you train like that though? Did you train with gloves on for that?
Yeah.
Or did you take it down with MMA gloves?
I've only ever I'd go with MMA gloves fucking 3-4 times. I don't like. I think what I might do is maybe go down to 10 ounce, or if instead of 8 in the gym, just like before the. But I'll have a little tap, maybe just the when I'm warming up for the fight. Like I'll have no band, I'll have a little tap. Like your range, you just get like just fucking before you go in, really. Do you know what I mean?
A lot of lads we speak to MMA, especially bare knuckle lads, they tend to use a smaller MMA glove, don't they?
Yeah, but I've
just to bring it down from boxing glove to MMA glove, then down.
So I wrap my hands up. I always wrap my hands up well with bandage and sponge and that. Do you know what I mean? Just so I don't damage them. But no, I don't think I could. I don't think I would be able to train with them. I've only had them on a couple of times. And even Fano said, like, we've done a couple of rounds. We've done 2 rounds with the MMA gloves on it, and then we chucked them. He said, that'll do. And then afterwards he said, it was fucking hurting. He said, it was hurting his hands, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the difference is it's moving on, it's getting bigger and bigger, and obviously
everyone's got their own ways. Everyone's got their own ways, haven't they? Like the UFC sort of lads and the MMA lads, they'll be used to using them, so that'll be a little advantage to them and all the rest of it. So
especially, and if you'd been out at ring 7 years, like you say as well, you know what I mean? It's a lot of getting used to.
In that period of time, you were off for like 7 years. That's from boxing to get into bare knuckle.
Yeah, but I'd had bare knuckle in between. Like. I don't think it's been a year I haven't had a bare knuckle. Maybe it's an odd couple.
What's your real record then?
Oh fuck, I've had any amount, honestly. I'm telling you, wouldn't believe.
Jimmy Sweeney says he's got our biggest record. You'd argue with him.
On the street, he definitely hasn't. No way.
It does lend itself to.
But I never got a fucking rap from it, so fucking, you know what I mean? At least I'm getting some money now.
No, good.
And then did it step up another level then when you were fighting for actual title? Like,
yeah, definitely. Like I said, the first title I fought for was like. That's when like I said, I just didn't have it together. I was like, I didn't have myself
Ellis
together.
Shepherd fight,
yeah, I didn't have myself together. I wasn't like, with the opponent change. I think it was 2 weeks before or something. Because everything was going wrong. Like I was having like just all sorts of going on.
Personally,
my personal life. But also I wasn't. I was overtraining, thinking like, to take my mind off what was going on, and then I was just like training. So I was doing I was going to the boxing gym, and I was doing like sessions where I wasn't telling my coach about like extra sessions, like barbell circuits and all, like 90 minutes, fucking like just killing myself just to getting a sleep on the night, really, just like overtraining. And I mean, overtraining badly, really. Like I ended up with chronic fatigue, and I was fucking. I just overdone it.
Recovery without winning a big time.
I was about. I think I was 11 stone 12 on the Monday before the fight. Do you know what I mean? And I had to weigh 10.5. So I cut all that water. I was carrying a bit too much muscle. I hardly slept. I think I had less than an hour's sleep the night before. It was just all piled wrong. But I've never in my life ever been in the changing room not wanting to go out and fight, and that was that night. I was sat there and I didn't want to go out. I felt like I'd rather be. I was just thinking I would wish I was somewhere else.
It's the only time ever that you
never.
Felt like
that was the only time. That was the best time to ever like do me.
Pull you out.
Do you know what I mean? But I mean, in the end of the day, I still got through the fight, and I still sat around at the end of round 5 because I thought when they were doing me face, and I thought it was 6 rounds. So I was like, right. Like there was no giving up with me. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the worst. Like the worst form you'll ever see me in was that night. Do you know what I mean? And it's been and gone.
Yeah, that warrior spirit.
There's absolutely no question in your character or your spirit, though, isn't there?
Yeah, no. I'd say, but like I got more credit for. Like I got more credit. I got like I got a lot of credit. It seemed like me stock rose from that fight. Do you know what I mean? I was getting like good things said from Feldman and all the rest of it, and like more than what I had from the wins I had. Yeah. But it's because it's the grit and determination, and that's what people want to see, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? 100%. They want to see like someone who just doesn't give up.
People are paid to you every day a week, wouldn't they?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Oh, you're the type of fighter that brings in fans, mate. The ones that are warriors.
Can I ask you a quick question on that Shepherd kid? What's happened to him?
He's been chucked off, hasn't he? I think he's
is it some politics type?
No, I think it's something. I don't know. I think there's something. I've heard a couple of things, but I wouldn't want to say it's not my place to say. But I think there's something.
Well, he got cut, really.
He's got chucked. Yeah, I think he's been chucked off. Yeah, well, he has been chucked off for something. Yeah.
Well, we'll leave that for other people to speculate about. Then, you know what I mean? But you mentioned Feldman there. He's come out recently and said about the UK scene getting much better, and he's wanting to incorporate and he's sort of run the UK scene separately to the global scene at some point.
Doesn't it? It does seem like that.
Yeah, but he says now the talent is getting there. It's getting better and better, and he's going to look to start integrating these guys that fight regularly in UK into foreign cards and stuff like that. I've seen that recently with Italy and with Marbella and stuff. I know you were there that night with Danny. Yeah. Danny Christie. And is that something you'll be looking to do?
Definitely. That's all I'm wanting next, really, because like I feel like now I've done everything what I needed to do. Like I've sort of sorted my life out, and this has helped me massively to sort my life out. Do you know what I mean?
The whole being in BKFC, you mean?
Yeah. Just like sort of me. It's got me just
bit of discipline.
Yeah, fully back to like where I was like a bit lost. I was on the slide big time. Yeah. And it's just like, and don't get me wrong, in the beginning of my first few fights, I still wasn't like, I wasn't there, mate. You know what I mean? But
it's good to have that structure and discipline and something to aim for, mate. It focuses your mind.
And the pennies dropped, mate. I've like, and that's me now. Do you know what I mean? So like, if that was my last fight, I'd be happy. Do you get what I mean? And I wasn't.
This won't be your last fight, mate. I tell you that. You've got.
But that's what I mean. It's like where it's like, see, I've got my team around me as well. It's like, because they know I'm game as fuck and I'd fight forever. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it's how long
have you been with these boys you in now then? Like, one of your best mate and another coach?
Yeah. One's my best mate. He manages me as well. Do you know what I mean? Because like he does everything what's best for me. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes I want to do things, but it's not best for me. So he's like, he just like said, you just do the fighting. Do you know what I mean? Like, in Fano, he was my coach through the pros and that. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't with me on my first fight. But still, it was like how unknown I was. You know, when I went in, like just whatever weight I was, and all the rest of it, I didn't realise it was as big as what it was, and like professional. Yeah. And he'd watched it, and then he got in touch and said, "Oh, have a look down." Like I didn't want to, because he had some pros on. You know what I mean? Fighting for world titles and that. Do you know what I mean? He didn't want to. So he thought he might have lost his license and that. Do you know what I mean? He didn't know like how professional it actually was. And then he's jumped on, and so. Yeah, and just got it together.
Now it's all dialed in.
Now it's all just like
everything's
sort of
dialed
like,
in,
yeah, and so we're all on the same page. It's like they before this fight, like when they said, right, you have to like before we go ahead with this fight, you have to list, like. You have to know that the decision, like you let us, tell you the decision we make after like the fight.
So and them decisions over to them basically.
Yeah. So
let
just
them
like
run the camp.
But I'm happy with that anyways, because like where the night any time I fought before, even fight night, I was like, right, what's next? Because I needed that like date. Like just to keep myself like
it's that focus,
keep myself on the wagon where like because I was like I can sharp fucking just slip and go back on the slide at any time I could have. When now I've got that much going on now, like I'm just so much of a better person with my kids, and do you know what I mean? And I go to work, and I've never gone to work.
Even doing stuff like this as well, I've heard in a few previous interviews, like, oh, this wasn't me before, even with socials and all this. Now you've took it on board.
Because I'm just like,
and you enjoy doing it, don't you?
Yeah,
because you see positiveness in it.
Yeah, because like, no, but in the beginning, man, people message for bits of podcasts and all that, and I just fucking, I wouldn't even open the messages, man.
I just ignore them.
Do you know what I mean? It was, so I just thought like, but like now I'm just like, because I'm not really bothered now, fucking, I don't really bother with no one. I don't just do my own thing.
Well, we appreciate that that's changed, mate, and we appreciate that you've come up here and
just doing my own thing. Before I'd care about like, saying this or I'd say that or comment. I couldn't give a fuck, mate, honestly.
Well, you said it there, like you always need that next thing on there, and you are, like we said a little bit earlier there, you are a very active fighter. You have had 6 fights in the last couple of years. Mm. Are you looking to slow that down a bit now you're champion? Are you looking to pick and choose a bit more?
But I'm back training, and if you never know. I'm ticking over where like I've never really had it where I'm just ticking over, and happy ticking over. I'm not ticking over like sort of itching, waiting for the phone to go and wanting. I'm not phoning people up saying Have you heard out yet? I'm just sort of ticking over and enjoying. Just fucking life, really. Do you know what I mean? My kids,
mate, that's fucking beautiful.
You've got to enjoy yourself.
But on the point where I'm not letting myself, like, I've had a couple of drinks. I had a drink the night of the fight, and a drink the night after. I had a couple of drinks last night. That, like I said, so I've had maybe 3 or 4 drinks in a month. But like, that's it. And I'm happy with it. I'm not like where before I couldn't do that because I
want to go crazy in between.
But I've got that much things on. I'm enjoying doing things with my kids, and I'd rather have my kids when I'm not rough. Because you know what I mean? Because I'm happy to do things with them. Where when you're rough, it's like, fucking shut up.
You're not yourself, are you?
Shut up, go and play over there.
I'm not walking around this park.
But now I'm wanting to do things. I'm wanting to, like, you know what I mean? So I'm just enjoying life because I'm happy. I'm happy where I'm at, and like it's been a fucking, I can't remember since
last couple of years. Then for you, it's gone from kind of
it's fucking skyrocketed. Maybe over the last year, really. Do you know what I mean? Like I just got myself together a bit. Do you know what I mean? And just got myself on my own as well, and like just focus on myself and my kids. Do you know what I mean? And just like now else, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? Boring sometimes, but
mate, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's what we all strive for, that relationship with it with us kids, and to get there and for it all to be harmonious and stuff like that. And I say it's a beautiful thing, and what also is a beautiful thing is title unification fight. So let's stop beating around bush. And is it Kai Stewart you want next?
Well, there's your answer. There's your answer. And I'm going to be saying to him, fucking, he's getting it for making me look a cunt like this.
You're fucking getting it for making me bro attachment.
The reason people second look me and look like a pure cunt is through him.
Send that message to him. He's watching now.
Kai, fucking you getting it for making me look like this fucker.
Are you going for curls, man?
Well, I will go for the full curls a lot. I'll go for the full curls and everything, man.
If it gets it on, you want big boots, you want the curly tash, you want the fucking high-waisted shorts. Truthfully,
when I said it on the podcast, it just come out like, I won the cat can't. I'll grow one, won the cat can't fucking lick off. And then that bare knuckle fucking news, written right up and all that, and UK v USA, mustache free mustache, and I thought to myself, fucking hell. I thought I want to fucking do one, actually do one.
Locked in now, I've got to grow myself.
Like, I thought to myself, so I've never ever grew one in my life. Now I shave every single day, me.
So, but honestly, what do you think? What do you think of Kai? He's world champion at the moment. He's doing well. He's doing well. He's young. He's quick.
I think he's like
8-0,
8-0, and you kind of there's not even like. You kind of like you could like. I've had a few people say to me, "Oh, it doesn't look like," but like these are people who aren't even fighters.
You can't underestimate it.
You can see he's tricky. It'd be a very hard one to work out and a very hard one to train for. He's like a proper jack in the box where you just wouldn't know what to expect. He'd be moving back and shook. So it would be a hard one to train for, but to fight where it's just fitness and sort of fitness and like feeling just everything, like I said, the way I am now, the way I'm doing things, it's not so much focused on the training I'm doing. I'm not just like thinking, I'm doing this many rounds, I'm doing like a fucking like I'm running miles at this speed or whatever. It's just like just feeling good, being the right way, happy, and just like no shit going on, and just like because
that's
then
their
I'm
experience.
good to go. Do you know what I mean? I fought all my
yeah.
life, man. Do you know what I mean? Like that was what I don't need to overthink. I don't even need to think about the fight until fucking the day of the fight, really. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's not much more to it.
With him, though, to be fair, he's done really well and he's got a good record, but he's never fought nobody fucking like you.
No, he hasn't.
For sure.
Not in my eyes, he hasn't. No, like he's fought a couple of boxing lads, like look like talented boxers, but I wouldn't box him if I was to fight him. Do you know, like I've always been a fighter, but I can box. Like I was never the best of boxers. Do you know what I mean? It was all just like I was just entertaining. Really.
I mean, your record's not too bad.
No,
What, 13-4 in boxing?
Yeah. But like, I wouldn't see myself as like being I'm just more of a fighter than a boxer. Do you
enjoying this more?
Yeah, definitely. This is suiting me, definitely. But it was like it took a few fights for it to get to
it's just clicked with you
get
now,
it, to
You're feeling
yeah,
it. Point.
Yeah. And I was speaking to him. It was one of their commentators, Chris Little. Is it Lytle or Little?
Lytle,
yeah.
He's a former UFC
I don't know if it's like
fighter,
really, the way they say it, like Americans,
it's
like
Lytle,
yeah. You know what I mean? But I don't know if it's like, yeah, well, when he come to, when I was at Marbella, and he come over and it was mad. He was like, no, Gary, like, and recognised me, and I was mad. You know what I mean? But then he was, and we had the same conversation, and he'd said it took him like 4 or 5 fights before, like, because when you've come from being like, I think it'd be easier coming from an amateur boxer to do this.
Really?
Because you're in and out and you're sharp and the 2 minute rounds and you're fast speed. Where you're a pro, if you're a pro, like the type of pro I am, like, you know what I mean, plodding forward and just pound away. You can't really. It's harder to go from like that pace to like sort of. You've got to sort of turn back the years and sort of like speed up a bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
going back a little bit though, he seemed like with Jono, with Chipchase, that you were fighting a lot more than usual.
Yeah. Well,
that's part of your plan. I know I'm rolling back a little bit. It looked like you were fighting a hell of a lot more. More elusive.
Yeah, definitely. I was just fighting and sort of fighting and fast feed, and just staying switched on. The main thing is just switched on, because if you lose concentration at any point, it can be over. Do you know what I mean?
Especially with someone like Jono.
Yeah, but I know, like, what I'm capable of. I know, like, I don't need to worry about I know a lot of people were worrying, thinking, "Fuck me," you know, because he's knocking everyone out. But I can stand on for my own fucking chin and think deep down in my own, I was thinking that he won't knock me out.
Have you ever been knocked out in all your carear?
No, I've never been knocked out in my career. I've been knocked out on the street now. I've been knocked out on the street now. Battered now.
Sorry.
With bats.
I've been fucking. There've been times when I've been top of the fucking nightclub stairs and that, and I've walked up around the bottom and the fuck happened there. You know what I mean?
Fucking slipped on that drink, didn't you?
No, but I feel
but
like
not
that.
In the ring.
But I feel like that when I woke up in hospital, I'm like, fuck, I'm there. You know what I mean? But no, but not in the ring, mate. Like, not one man in front of me.
Why did you?
I'd find it hard to come back from if it happened to me.
Would you?
Yeah.
Especially now.
Do you think so?
If it happened now, that would be then. Like, I think that would be then.
If it were a big nasty knockout,
because it wouldn't be for me to like sort of think, oh, I'll have like if that happened, like, oh, I'll just go and have one like.
It changes fighters, man.
One last fight and fight like a lesser capable opponent, because that's like in my eyes, that's like just like being a bully, isn't it? Like beating someone
many fighters, well, when they get cracked for the first time,
it don't matter what discipline it is either. If it's MMA, if it's boxing,
quite
if
often
it's
it kind of ruins them, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does. Mate.
If it's not, you've probably asked this question a few times. If it's not Kai, then on a regional scene, because obviously there's politics involved, and you know, who is anyone in local scene who you?
Have you heard anything from powers that be yet about a next fight, or is that just
nothing yet? But it is only just we've both only just fought in like just in 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's only a few weeks.
I fought 4 weeks. 4 weeks ago. He's fought 3 weeks ago. So
what did you think of his performance in Marbella?
I didn't really rate his opponent too much, but I took what. But I don't know. Like,
he did his job, didn't he?
But yeah, he did his job. But I can just like now I'm looking at him as a potential opponent, aren't I? So I'm looking at it in a different way, like ways to beat them. Do you know what I mean? But I don't overwatch anybody like who I fight. So like I did watch it that night, and I've had Sunday time I watched it. So the few things I noticed and picked up on that night, I don't need to watch it again and again. Do you know what I mean? Like that's just sunk in what I've seen. Do you know what I mean?
He's a peculiar, his style as well. He's fast. Obviously, he's young.
He's young.
He's twitchy, but he comes from a wrestling background, which is a bit, different, I suppose.
Yeah.
There's not many of him, is there? With
No,
that style, really.
Well,
you don't hear many young guys coming through ranked 8
Well,
and
what is he? He's 5 times defended the title 5 times. There's some doing that.
Well, that's it. Despite when we spoke recently to Danny Mitchell, and he said this bare knuckle scene shouldn't really be a young fighter's game, but there is a few coming through. People like Kai and a friend of our show, and Joe Lister and stuff like that. They're coming through, and they're making waves.
And
man.
it is going to be like because it's its own sport now, where like it had to be when it first started off, it had to be like
veterans and that,
veterans, because like otherwise, like what was it? Do you know what I mean? You just pick it off the street, like so. It's always going to be that, but. I think it's gonna attract, like, cause it's that attractive to watch. It's going to have kids who
there's Connor influence as well.
Yeah, we're just going to go into gyms and think, I want to do that. Like I don't want to go boxing and wearing fucking gloves. I want to do that. What they doing? You know what I mean? Yeah. And obviously they're going to get the nutcase mums and dads who are going to say, all right, and son, you're allowed to do that.
Well, that's what happened with MMA and UFC, isn't it? That came from boxing. That's in that grew because it went up there.
It was mad for that to sink in, and now it's normal.
That's right. 15 years ago, MMA is too brutal.
Yeah.
And then now it's all turned out, which we were surprised when we listened to Dave Feldman and some other guys on Rogan's show and all that there's actually less concussions in bare knuckle than these MMA. And there's less in MMA than these boxing.
You get stopped very quick.
Only protect your hands. They're not like protect your face.
There's no padding there, is there?
They only stop your hands from breaking. Really, do you know what I mean? They're still doing the
4
damage.
ounces, nothing.
They're still doing the damage to the receiver.
On a concussion point, if you've got a big boxing glove on, you can take a couple of 100 shots, or you can take a quarter as many with bare knuckle. It might look more brutal, and obviously there's more scar tissue. Yeah. But what does more damage to your brain? It's obvious the glove, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
It's crazy though to get
what you don't see, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah.
So while we're talking about boxing, let's roll it back a few more years. I mean, we've heard people like Danny Christie saying that you're an ultimate warrior and stuff like that. And you've got that warrior spirit. Has that always been there from like school days and stuff and going through? And when did you first find that you wanted to go into fight sports and more particularly boxing?
Yeah, I think it was maybe the end of the first year at school when I was boxing. One of my mates used to box at school.
Was it high school?
And I used to go through. And there was a few like. That's why I've still got some friends. You know what I mean? Like lifelong friends through the boxing. Like that's why I think it's a great sport for kids to go into. Do you know what I mean? Well, any sport anyway is for kids. But
it is.
Yeah. Well, I think it was like the end of the first year at school, and then I started fighting, and I was never like. I was just always like. I even used to like. My crowds were always different to the rest. Like any show, my fights were like. The crowd was mad because I used to just every fight was like a war. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that'd be it. I'd just throw down every fight.
Always bigger kids you were scrapping.
Well, I always like the same way, but I always like I'd have a couple of fights. Like there was a couple of kids who I fought 2 and 3 times because there were fights with that. Like entertaining, they'd get it again and get it again. Do you know what I mean?
It's a kill or be killed mentality.
Yeah. And it was, it was good times, like I said. But until and then I think I ended up got surgery in my knee. I ended up having I don't do my knee, and I had a couple of operations on my knee. Because I never ever used to touch a drink or nothing, me, until I was about 18 years old or something. But that was when I done my knee. I couldn't train. That's when I started finding the pubs and that, do you know what I mean, a bit, because I wasn't boxing. And then it was like, it started from then, it was like, once my knee was right, it was like, right, I need a fucking fight day, and I had to get her to stop fucking partying and drinking. And then, so it was just like, that's when it started from, for me, like, 18-year-old, 19-year-old, like, I'd be either training or I'd be drinking, do you know what I mean? And that was my life, really, for years and years, and it just, like,
it spiraled as well.
Probably, yeah, definitely, because it was like just the different people you're talking about, different fucking things, what's going on, and fucking always violence, always trouble. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, there's either somebody who wants to have a go, or there's other side of it. There's girls there that are getting involved and stuff like that as well. And there's a lot of distractions, man.
But if there was any chew, I'd want to be involved. That's what I was like. If there was any chew, I'd be like, yo, what? Who's on what? Well, I'll ride down. You know what I mean? Even not my chew, I'd fucking have a ride down.
I'm there. Let's go.
Just like any chew, and I was just like. But all constant chew. It's like it's the first time in my life now where I'm like where there is no chew. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause I couldn't give a fuck. Like I'm not bothered to do my own thing. I'm not bothered about now. Honestly, couldn't give a fuck for now, man. Now I think myself, fuck. Maybe
would you say this is the happiest you've ever been in your life?
Yeah, just because I'm just appreciating
you're content now with your career.
Because I think now I feel like I'm like the fact that I was professional for about probably a bit longer than 10 years. But there was sometimes when I was pretty inactive, like maybe there was only one fight in the year or whatever. But like, but the fact that I used to drink right up until like maybe 6 weeks before a fight or 5 weeks before a fight, then fight, then back drinking again. Like if I'd have done it like the way if I had my head on then, like I do now, I think I'd have went much further. And it's like, and I had a lot of regret. Do you know what I mean? And like obviously when you're a fighter and you go from fighting to what do you do? Do you know what I mean? When you haven't had no like sort of qualifications, or you're not like, do you know what I mean? Like a lot of fighters can go fucking down the slide.
You know, from that rush as well, I can imagine just even competing to nothing week at. Yeah. It must be like a fucking roller coaster.
You got all this time on your hands, you know what I mean? You got all this time on your hands where it's like you dedicate your life to boxing, don't you?
Chase that rush though as well, like adrenaline and that.
Yes, you do. You look at guys that have made millions and billions and stuff like that, and they still take themselves in there. They miss it. And the people like Conor who's coming in and had a big effect on this. The guy's a billionaire, still wants to fight.
It's still that part of that. There's like a big part of the life where you're training and fucking you know, and it's not even about that. It's not even about even if you're in the gym. Like it's like. There's just like, that's what your mind's on. You come home from the gym and you don't switch off. You're thinking about the gym. It's like when all that's gone, it's like, and you're sat in the house and you just, it's like, it's a sad feeling. You know what I mean? So like,
it's apparent that's been with you for many, many years.
Yeah.
You know, for probably 35, since you were a young kid. Yeah. Do you think that'll ever leave you that? Ever? Like,
Well, I hope what my plan is now is me and my friend we've looked at a couple of places to open a gym, and I would like to put my effort and me like into me kids.
Put someone back in.
You know what I mean? Yeah. See, my oldest daughter was she was like, before I'd done BKFC, she was really good, talented, but she sort of got her towards the end of like how like she was really talented. I took her a few gyms and all the coaches like, fuck man, she's good, you know. And but because she'd done a bit of Thai boxing when she was little, she had about 10 fights from Thai boxing, but she was dead keen and fucking skilled, and I was like, I was going towards like, I was going to do my coaching courses and all the rest of it, and I was like, but I was saying like I was pushing her a bit. Like it was more me wanting her to go on. She was going to the age when she was starting to go out and fucking with her mates and that, and it was just like, but if she'd have went into that then, that was before I had my first BKFC fight, I wouldn't have done this because I'd have been flat out. I'd have been flat out with her coach. Do you know what I mean? Like I'd have put, because see me when I do something, I do it a million%. Like there's no one like. In the past when I've been drinking and partying, there's no one does it like me. No one stays up more days than me. No one does more rad stuff than me. Like someone's jumping off something, I'll jump something twice as high. Like I'm the fucking winner. You know
Fox is the guy that everybody wants at the party, man.
Yeah. Like so, like
now all we know is that, Fox, eh?
Yeah, dirty Fox. It's like dirty, yeah. So it's like, but like that's why I was looking to me. I was getting a bit obsessed, and I was like, but. From that, and then obviously my brother's he's had a fight not too long ago, and when I walked him into the ring, I got the same buzz, the feeling, and like I got nerves where I don't get for myself. Do you know what I mean? But enjoyment, like I scratched the itch. It done it for me. You know what I mean? And when he won, I felt the same feeling when I win.
You're not in control of it, are you? Like that. So you yourself.
The extra nervousness that going into
definitely.
You've said in past that you don't never get nervous.
No, I don't get nervous. I don't, and it's like. But it's like, it's because I know I can rely on my training and what I can do. Like I felt like I wished I could have just jumped in his body and done it for him. Do you know what I mean? Like towards the end when it was like when it was really on, it was like, and he was focused and it was like he was doing it himself, and I was just like fucking. I was ready. He looked confident as fuck.
And I was like, zone as well.
I was flapping, and I was like, but the thing is, so I feel like. Getting it once we find the right place. Well, it's not too dear for rain because I've been in fortune, like, but and in the right location.
Can you team up with somebody, maybe?
Yeah, my mate who manages me and like is my best pal, and he boxed. He had 30 or 40 fights in amateur. You know what I mean? He knows his stuff, and he's got kids as well. Do you know what I mean? He's got a couple of sons, so it's like that's what we're going into, and so I think that'll. Like especially now, like you know the way like I'll get recognised everywhere I go now. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it'll be like it'd be good a good time to open a gym. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like it would be so much easier to walk away. Like so it's the best decision I made.
It's probably a good time now as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, you're 39 now, Fox.
39, mate. 39,
yeah.
So
you've got to lay down them future plans,
haven't
you? But how are you feeling in yourself? What's your plan? How long do you think you're going to go on fighting yourself?
Well, like I said, it's like if that fight there, like if I had an out and out war there. Which
going to fight until you get knocked out.
Yeah, but no. If I had a war there and I got myself a few bad cuts and I won that belt there, that was going to be me. I was going to call it a day. And I told my family and that as well. Because like I don't like obviously, my kids don't need to be seeing me getting messed up. They don't need to see me with no more scars on my face and all. But like now I've that felt like a world title to me. Do you know what I mean? Like so. Don't get me wrong, if the phone goes for this world title fight, of course I'll take it, and it'll be a fight we're going to win as well. It won't be one we're going to just take part in, we'll be going to win. Do you know what I mean? But if it doesn't come, it's like I can just keep doing what I'm doing and just see what happens. And if it doesn't come, it doesn't come. But like there's no other fights what sort of what excite me, and you know there's not. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing.
And there should be, mate. You know what I mean? You've got yourself top
you're
now.
On edge, mate. You're on periphery, aren't you?
And there's nothing wrong with putting it back in and giving out all that wealth and experience you've got to younger generation, whether they're related to you or not. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They're going to be all around there. Guys,
100%.
Locally to yourself.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, my own kids and my own kids, my friends' kids, and like I said, there's all my mates. Like I've got a good following. Do you know what I mean? Like I've got a hell of a following, and if I was to open a gym, all my following's kids, they'll be coming to my gym, won't they?
Yeah, going too far into all your past as well. Like you've had certain struggles through your, through your probably upbringing and whatever else. You're an inspiration, mate, to many people.
Yeah. A lot of people say now. And I'm like
time.
taking it on the chin. Like before, it was like, I'd be like, you know what I mean? But like now, it's like, I get lots of messages all the time, and I always reply to everybody and that, you know what I mean? It's like, but some people are like saying, I'm back in the gym here and there, and fucking, it's through you, mate. Like, it's nice, you know what I mean?
Getting told things like that, you're never going to get bored of that.
No, it's like, and it's fucking. And there's people who I'm having like a constant conversation, like even for more than a year, like just like they may message you, like, and I'll reply, and they might be just once a week or whatever, but there's just like a constant conversation with like somebody who's been maybe struggling a bit, but like, and I'm like giving them bits of tips and advice and whatever, and fucking even
phone calls. Does that feel crazy to you though, in space of 2 or 3 years? That's do you know what I mean?
When a few years ago, fuck me, I didn't want to even be here. You know what I mean?
Can I just want to run something by you as well about, obviously, Danny Christie?
Yeah.
Can you run through the story? We're going to ask you, first of all, what are your thoughts on him? And secondly, how did it all come about, you meeting him, and how did it all work out?
Obviously great friends now.
Well,
because we met him, we met him before your last fight, and I swear he looked more nervous than anybody else in the building.
Yeah,
you were a bit on edge, you know.
Yeah, that's the same like I said about now Daz, or if it was him fighting, it's the same like sort of. Do you know what I mean? Like when he fought in Marbella, it was like that was like a nerve wracking fucking. I was just. I can remember when he tapped me on the shoulder after his fight, because he must have come behind me after his fight, because I was heartbroken. I was thinking fuck, and I just didn't know where he would have took it, and then.
But you wanted to climb in, didn't you?
Yeah.
Tag team, fuck out.
There wasn't so many cameras.
Come here, Mundell,
there wasn't so many cameras, you know what I mean? Could have been, we had to sort something out, do you know what I mean? Me and Danny had been walking out, all right, they'd been cabbaged. But
if it worked round back at Icon.
No, and then he tapped me on the shoulder, and I turned around, he was like big smile on his face, he gives us a cuddle, and I was over the moon, because I thought, because I just didn't know how he was going to take it, do you know what I mean? But it was just one of them, but he's back again, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? So
how did you two guys meet, then, if you don't mind me asking?
Aye, well, it's like, I've a few times repeated it now, but it's like, obviously, we boxed as amateurs. So I beat him. He always says, you fucking robbed us. I can't remember no robbery, like. But so he got.
It's not like a boxer to say they were robbed.
He goes, you fucking robbed us. But
Eddie ain't promoted by any chance.
Yeah, so. And it was where was it at? It was in fucking up in Newcastle, Hexham. Hexham. Aye. Danny still got the trophy. He sent me.
What was your name on it?
No. Like the trophy we got for the fight. Oh, mine are fucking. The fucking all bit smashed and that. Yeah. But anyways, and then obviously, and then part of the time, me getting myself back in the gym and that, and my mate had sort of like, see, Danny had a fight, but my mate knew Danny had, I knew I'd boxed Danny, But I didn't click that. The fight, another gym fight he had. I didn't click that. Boxed him, me.
Bare knuckle in gym. Yeah.
I'd seen the gym.
Eggy, wasn't it? Eggy.
Yeah, I had 3 or 4 people send me it, and I'd watched it fucking 3 or 4 times, not knowing. And then my mate dragged me to the gym, and how he man jokes, I was in a bit of a bad way, like, and trying to pull me out the shit and get me back in the gym. And then we got talking, like, you know, like, when they used to have a cup of tea after the gym and had a sauna and that, and he's like, if he's not fighting, I was like, well, I'm on fucking cost training. He was like, you boxed him? And I was like, oh, fuck, what you know about? He went, you boxed him, man. You know what I mean? And he was like, and he showed us, and he was like, and I was like, fuck me, I did. And it was like, they was like, because I didn't have Instagram now, so he was like, why don't you message him and fucking say, go and do a bit of training with him now? And that's how we hit it off. I messaged him off my mum's Instagram. And then went up, done a bit of sparring with them.
So you went from kind of rock bottom before that?
Rock bottom, and I mean rock bottom, yeah.
To seeing that and you
to my friend paying me a membership in the gym, right? Because I'd have a pot to piss in. To get me, you know, by picking me up, didn't have a car, didn't have a license. Pick me up, take me to the gym. You know what I mean? That's how
kind of friends you need, man.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely.
Kind of friends you need.
Definitely, mate. I'd have been fucking, like you said, this is why I give him the belt of the fight, because I thought, like,
the next card in this country, which we were discussing before, we think there should be plenty of more cards in this country, maybe at least once a month. I'm not sure how you feel.
Do you think, in your opinion, there should be one a month at least?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. It's like as if we're a little bit behind from the bid to the proper. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, and it's noticeable, isn't it? It's noticeable that we're a little bit left.
Yeah,
but it's good. The fact that it's like the few of the fighters who are keeping it going, like some me, Danny, and you know, the few others like Holmesy, them,
Carl Thompson, and them.
Yeah, who've had like a good like sort of like a good few fights, and they're fighting often, and now it's like they're known as like they're like they've got a good resume, haven't they? They've had got good record. Like when they've had like sort of 4, 5, 6 fights, it's like then it's like the Americans must take some notice. Then do you get what I mean? Because obviously there's going to be there's the like ones who's had 2s and 1s and 2 fights, and you know what I mean? And they're like not fighting too often, and it's not for everyone, is it? Do you know what I mean? But then you've got the lads who are really keen, who were just busting a fight, and they will make it one. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, that's it. As I said, the next one is in Birmingham towards end of June. Danny's making his next comeback after retiring after Marbella. He's making a comeback there on that card. That's been confirmed. And so has Holmesy, as we've just mentioned there, he's going to be on that card. And young Joe Lister coming from Team Valor as well. Yeah. Is that a card that you're looking forward to? Are you going to make your way down there? And
yeah, definitely, 100%. I can't wait.
In Danny's corner.
I can't wait. Yeah, and I can't wait to see like who was actually. I can't wait to see like the full show. Do you know what I mean? I can't wait to see who.
There's been rumours saying it's going to be the most stacked card in
UK. So they've not officially announced all fights that's on there now, but we're all on edge of our seats, Mr. Bakewell. If you can get that news out as soon as possible, that would be nice.
Definitely,
it would be good. But yeah. Anyway. Not only yourself have become champion, Yana, we know you're a big football fan.
Yeah.
Your team have recently secured promotion, not quite champions yet.
We'll battle these at the weekend, definitely.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow. It's the first Friday, it's Thursday, Saturday.
Yeah. So they're all playing last game of the season on Saturday, aren't they? I know you're a big Leeds United fan, in case anybody else didn't know it. He's usually got a shirt, and I'm sure everybody who's watching. And looking forward to being back in Premier League next season.
Looking forward to it, mate. Looking forward to hoping they spend, hoping they give them money to spend, give Fargo money to spend.
I think they'll need that to stay up there.
Yeah, and just to stay up. That you know, I'm sick of seeing people like giving Fark stick for, you know what I mean? He's fucking.
Oh, crazy that one. I've heard him on TalkSport straight away saying like they need to get a new manager straight away. It's crazy.
Obviously, he didn't do well. But was it Norwich? He didn't do well.
Norwich when he came up.
They only give him
they didn't spend fuck all.
They gave him fucking 2 million to spend or something. So how are you supposed to?
These 49ers though.
They've got any amount of money, so let's spend it. And look, he's got us up, right? And we sold 140 million worth of players. In the start, and still got us up. Do you know what I mean? And the players he's brought in, he hasn't give fortunes for, and the fucking good players. You know what I mean?
So you'd definitely stick by it with manager?
Yeah. Well, I give him a chance. Definitely, 100%.
We thought we'd leave it till this late to let you know that me and him are both Man United season ticket holders. Didn't want to let you know that before.
Fucking Man U, man. Fucking hate Man U.
It's all right, we're fucking shite as well, mate. To be fair,
fuck Man U.
Anyway, I've got a couple. I'm glad I brought you up. Anyway, I'm going to say a few names here, and I want you to give me a one-word answer, mate, just to round it off for us, if you don't mind. There, so we'll start with Kai Stewart.
Shitty ass.
Conor McGregor.
Money making machine.
Danny Christie.
Machine.
Leeds United.
Unbelievable.
And finally, Manchester United.
Scum.
I knew that's the one that we're coming.
Foxy, there's two of us, you come.
No, there's only one of you, mate. Well, no, despite all that rivalry, mate, if it makes you happy, I wish them all the best next season. Would you like to give any shout out to sponsors and stuff like that?
Yeah, give a shout out to my sponsors,
if you don't mind.
Nice it's Bounty Competitions, main sponsor, the Merlin Pub in Billingham, Skins and Needles, Pinpoint Plumbing, Aramark, Romark and CM Motor Trading, Bellway Heating, Newborn Storages, JJ Hardy & Sons and Northern HV.
Thank you very much. Thank you to all the sponsors. These fighters need your sponsors coming in. As do we. If anybody wants to do that, follow us on all the socials, all the usual places and stuff like that. And Gary, I hope you do get that fight with Kai Stewart, because I think it'll be a belter of a fight, and I think you've got a very good chance of taking on that World Strap, mate.
Absolute pleasure having you, mate.
As we appreciate you coming down to speak to us.
Cheers, lads.
Thank you very much. See you soon.
The No Bones Podcast.